welcome back to my nail corner. I have builder gel on my nails as per usual, but if you're new here, that's why my nails are so shiny. I'm using builder gel from Triple D. This is builder gel in a bottle, and it is a nice peachy pink. It's just like a really nice warm tone, and as you can see, it's still like very sheer on my nails. I like to apply it fairly thin just to protect my nails when I pop my dip powder off while using peel base. So this is the Happy Hour collection from Triple D that just released recently. Look at these gorgeous pinks and peaches and that lilac lemon drop that's just a super light like lavender, like just gorgeous colors. I love that all of these are named after drinks, which is just super fun. There's just such a wide range of colors in this collection. They're the perfect like pastels and medium colors for spring into summer, and I'm really excited for all of the manis that are going to come from this gorgeous collection. So definitely make sure you check those out. There is something for everyone in this collection. So I couldn't just pick one color or two colors. I picked 5 because why not? So those 5 colors right there are the ones I'm using. The swatches are the reverse of what I have laid out on the table. So if you are looking at the names right there, I apologize, they are in the flip order, but you'll see them applied in just a minute here. I have peel base on top of my builder gel, and that just allows me to pop off my dip powder without soaking in acetone, and it allows that to happen more frequently because obviously I change up my manis quite often. You see me here on YouTube twice a week, and on Instagram I often post manis in between there if I have them, so I'm doing at least 2 if not more manis each week. And like I said, peel base allows me to do that. The builder gel protects my natural nail in the meantime if I pop that dip powder off. And not only is the builder gel protecting my natural nail, but I think it looks so pretty. Like I just had visitors from out of town all weekend, and I just rocked the builder gel nails. I looked like a normal person because I had matching hands, because as you all know, most of the time my hands don't match each other. And yeah, so I could make a decent impression and not look like an insane person. So I'm gonna get into my basic dip application here. I have a new multi-finger rest from Liquid Layers, which I am trying out, and I really like it. It takes some adjusting because I've been doing my nails for like 4.5 years without one. So it takes a little bit of adjustment for me to get used to, but I think it's an adjustment I'm going to make because I'm really liking it. I like how it keeps my fingers separated, as you see there, and hopefully it makes for I don't know, just a helpful position for filming and whatnot. This particular mani, I felt like I was a little crowded because I had 5 colors out, but that's going to be different for most times. And then that happened. Did you see that? I just tipped that whole mini over and had to clean it up. So fortunately, I make a habit of cleaning off my my desk surface and whatnot after every mani, so I didn't have a bunch of like loose glitter sitting around, so I really just was able to sweep that powder right back into the jar. And I was glad because, sorry, I bumped the tripod of my camera like 3 times in a row. Again, I was a little bit crowded trying to stay in frame with 5 colors on my table, but I got used to it and got better, so my apologies for the earthquake. And that's something that's going to change in the near future too. I am planning for a different camera setup when I get to my new desk situation. So yeah, there are some changes coming, and you might not notice them all on camera, but hopefully they create a little bit of more stability in my setup. So I'm really excited for that. My husband got all the supplies to build my new nail desk, and I'm really excited about that. So hopefully in the coming weeks that will get put together, and then I'll get organized, and then I can show off my space to you guys. So if you're on Instagram, you may have seen in my Instagram stories that we got the barn doors up on the new room where my nail corner is going to go, and I really love the way they look. I'm actually sitting in that room right now recording this voiceover and kind of envisioning my new space. So anyway, look forward to that in the future. I will share all of my organizational stuff that I come up with, and I'll tell you what I've tried that doesn't work so well. But I know everybody's space is a little bit different, and so I'm just going to be feeling out my new storage options, and I will share with you guys what works. And I like to link them if they're from Amazon in my Amazon storefront so that everybody else has access to those as well. So anyway, I'm going to carry on with my first dip of all these colors, and I interrupted myself saying that I was really happy I could salvage that dip that I spilled, because that is Georgia on my mind, and it's probably the one I was most excited to wear out of this set. So it's a really nice, like, light peachy coral, and I loved it. So anyway, I'm going to finish my first dip. I'm going to do a second dip, all just like regular dip, and then I'm going to cap and clear, and we're going to get into some stamping. So hang in there, and I will be back in a minute to chat with you guys some more. All right, so I just wanted to say that I really enjoyed the way all of these colors performed. They were super just creamy and light to dip into, super light and fluffy, and that is how I love a powder. Sometimes if they're more dense, they're just more challenging or grainy, they don't apply really smoothly, but these applied so smoothly. 2 dips for pastels to look so creamy and like opaque. That's amazing. So anyway, I wanted to chat with you real quick about capping in clear. If you're new here, I cap in clear to protect all of my manis from filing and buffing. So sometimes if you're filing and buffing a solid color, you can buff or burn like the color off. So you might get a patchy kind of marbled look from filing. If you have a glitter and you file into it, it's going to be silver on the inside, so it's going to take the color off the outside of the glitter. And then if you have any design like an ombre or a French tip or anything like that, you want to cap it in clear to protect that design that you created from filing it off. So those are some valuable reasons for capping in clear. In addition to that, you are going to activate after capping in clear. So your activator brush is only going to come in contact with clear dip powder, and that helps keep your activator from being contaminated with pigment or glitters and so on. So those are the main reasons why I like to cap in clear. This is my new beautiful dusting brush from Triple D. I love it so much that I got a second one so I can have one for solids and for glitters. So super good brush. If you're in the market for a new dusting brush or you just have a collection like I do, then make sure you grab one of those. So I am activating this dip powder, and then I'm going to go and file and buff off camera and then do some nail art. So hang in there, we're going to stamp in just a second. So these filed and buffed up really nicely, and I am going to get out my stamping supplies. So I have the white foil stamping polish from Triple D, which I love. This is the stamping plate that came in the Triple D anniversary box. How pretty are all these flowers? I just can't wait to use so many of them. There are several that are layered, and they're just perfect for spring manis. So I'm going to use that one that's kind of like a wildflower looking situation. Don't ask me what kind of flower. I have no idea. That is something I don't have, is a green thumb. So I also have the stamper from Triple D. I love this stamper. It's such a great size and just super easy to work with. Performs perfectly, and I love a clear jelly stamper so you can really see where you're placing your stamp on your nail. So this first one I'm going to do in real time, and then we're going to speed through it a little bit because it gets pretty repetitive, but I will walk you through the stamping basics in case you have not done that before. I do like to just give my polishes a good shake because they kind of settle just like any other polish, and then get into it. So you're going to apply your stamping polish to the stamp that you want to use. You're going to use your scraper card at about a 45-degree angle to just lightly scrape over the stamp. I like to roll my jelly stamper in the opposite direction that I scraped. I don't know why it works better that way, but it does. So just take my word for it, or you can try it the other way, and if you have success, then good for you. But I like to roll it in the opposite direction to pick up the stamp, and then this is just a lint roller. You can use any tape, but like lint roller is just super handy to control to get the excess off of the stamper that I don't want to use for this particular application. You can also use your scraper card just like this to kind of press, and it'll pick up the stamping polish on the scraper. And then you just press it onto your nail. You don't have to push hard. I tend to push harder than I think I need to. I just want to make sure it was secured. This is me checking it out, seeing where I want to apply it, how I want to apply it, and that is the joy of a clear jelly stamper. So you press it onto the nail, and the silicone stamper just wraps around your nail, and it transfers perfectly. So that being said, not all stamping polishes are created equally. The foil stamping polishes from Triple D are a little bit of magic, and you can apply those, and then you can use chrome over them. You just rub it on, and it will just apply where the stamping polish is. So you could chrome any one of these designs. You can also use transfer foils over them, or over the stamping polish. So Triple D has this stamping polish in white, black, and red. and it just kind of depends on what you're putting it over or how you want it to look. I wanted white in particular over this, so I didn't add anything over top, but you could definitely transition that stamping polish to other colors or just like a chrome effect using either transfer foils or using a chrome pen or just chrome pigment in general. So that's a really cool option. In addition, because it's a foil stamping polish, it has to be kind of a little bit tacky for that chrome to attach to it, as far as I understand. And I think that's what makes this stamping polish so darn easy to work with. You saw me really take my time with that first one, with just getting the excess off of the stamper and then picking where to place it on my nail. And there have been times with regular stamping polish that I've gone ahead to do that, and then when I pressed it onto my nail, I really didn't transfer fully. And so most of the time, you've probably seen me stamp in the past, I would put down a gel base first and cure that, and then that gives me like a sticky layer on my nail. So even if the polish had kind of dried on the stamper and then I pressed it onto my nail, because that had a tacky surface, then it would transfer well. I have just not found that necessary with this particular kind of stamping polish. It's just magic. You can really take your time, and I've always found the transfer to be really clean and full. So definitely check that out if you want to try out stamping. I highly recommend this particular stamping polish. And then, like I said, if you're using a regular stamping polish, I highly recommend putting down your gel base first to get like a nice tacky layer. So the other reason I didn't want to put down the gel base first in this situation is because I'm going to do a matte gel top coat. So matte gel really just like picks up any flaws. So I wanted to put gel base down on top of my stamping to give myself a little bit more of a smooth surface before I put down the matte gel top. Hopefully that makes sense. And if you've worked with matte gel top, then you've probably seen that it kind of highlights the flaws in any mani. So you'll understand what I'm talking about. So I'm going to finish up my stamping here and then come back in for top coat, and I will talk you through my steps there as well, and the do's and don'ts and warnings I have for you. So thanks for being here and being patient with me. I know this is a little repetitive, but I don't like to cut any steps out so that it seems like you don't know what I fully did. Anyway, I'll be right back. Alright, so I have my Triple D gel base out. The Triple D gels are just like bomb. They are such a nice thin but smooth consistency, not runny. They're so good. So if you're in the market for some gels, definitely check out Triple D's gels. So I'm applying my gel base, and the reason I'm doing that is because when you use a gel top coat over dip powder, it tends to peel on you because it's being applied to a smooth surface. If you've worked with gels before, not over dip powder, they tend to like to be applied over like a rough surface in order to just grip. So gel base going down first gives you that tacky layer and allows the gel top coat to really adhere better. And I find that when I do that, I don't have the top coat peeling. So I know after I work hard on a look like a nice mani and create that look that I want with the matte top coat, I definitely don't want it peeling up the next day. And I know a lot of people have that experience. So if you do, I highly recommend this method of putting down gel base first. You're going to cure it for 30 seconds in your UV LED lamp and then come back and do your top coat. I don't cap my free edge because I'm not looking for longevity out of this mani. Like I said, I tend to switch it up every couple days. But if you are looking for longevity, then I also recommend capping your free edge, which just means after you do the top part of your nail, go ahead and take that gel and put it over the tip of your nail. And that's just going to seal it in that much more securely. So this gel top coat is Matte Me Up by Triple D, and I love it. It gives me a really good matte finish. I love the way that it looks. It's not like like a satin finish. Sometimes you use a matte top coat and it's not truly matte. It's kind of satin. So anyway, this one's a great matte. You'll see it in a second here when I come back to wrap this up. As you could see, I had a little bit of stamping polish around on the skin around my fingers. What do you guys think of that matte look? I really like pastels matte these days. I just really like it. Anyway, I put a little acetone on a lint-free wipe, and then I'm just going around the skin around my nails where I got stamping polish on them. Some people like to use like liquid latex on their skin so that they can just kind of peel that off. I find it just as easy to wait until my top coat is on and then clean it up with acetone, but it's up to you. Whatever floats your boat, whatever works for you, you should do that. So I'm going to finish up this mani as per usual with my Candi Skincare Cuticle Candy. This is sweet sugar, and I believe it was from the February trio. I love it very much, just like I love all my Candi skincare. It helps keep my cuticles hydrated and healthy through all the torment that I put them through, and I highly recommend getting some to use after your manis. If you need a discount code, there is one in the box below. And thank you guys for being here today. I hope you enjoyed this, and I will see you guys in my next vid. Bye now.